Chelsea identify Nicholas Jackson alternative in £87 million transfer update. Enzo Maresca will be keen to add firepower to his Chelsea attack in the summer transfer window. Chelsea are reportedly preparing a move for Benfica striker Vangelis Pavlidis this summer. There has been speculation regarding incomings at Stamford Bridge over the summer, and signing a striker is a priority. However, Football.London understands there will also need to be players heading for the exit door. The likes of Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, Trevoh Chalobah, and Christopher Nkunku have had limited game time this season, and their futures remain uncertain. While some senior players could depart, loan moves for the younger ones could be explored for the 2025-26 season. In terms of incomings, the Blues have reportedly identified Pavlidis as an option, as Nicholas Jackson has lacked consistency. Nkunku has also had little impact, leaving Cole Palmer as the top scorer in the Premier League with 14 goals. According to Portuguese newspaper Record, Pavlidis' goal-scoring exploits in Portugal has caught the eye of Chelsea chiefs. They are said to view him as a player who can provide competition for Jackson in attack. In a debut season for Benfica, Pavlidis has scored 24 goals in 46 games across all competitions. He recently netted a hat-trick against rivals FC Porto in the Eagles for 2-1 victory. But Chelsea won't be alone in their pursuit of the Greece international, with Newcastle United, Barcelona, and Atletico Madrid also in the mix for the striker. The report adds that Pavlidis is under contract in Lisbon until 2029 and has an £87 million, €100 million release clause. It was a very special day for me, but also for the whole team. Pavlidis said after Benfica's win over Porto, "We played very well. Was this a dream night for me? Yes, you could say that." Former Wolves boss Bruno Lage also highlighted his importance to the squad. "He has done a lot of important work for us," he said. "It is important to have men who score a lot of goals, but in the end, this was mainly a real team effort." Chelsea plotting shock transfer move to beat Barcelona to £87 million striker. Chelsea are preparing a possible move to sign Benfica striker Vangelis Pavlidis this summer. The Blues have identified centre-forward as a priority for the upcoming transfer window, with Nicholas Jackson blowing hot and cold across his to opening years in West London. Christopher Nkunku has also flattered to deceive since arriving from RB Leipzig and could be set for the exit door at Stamford Bridge, along with Joao Felix, who has failed to make an impact on loan at AC Milan. Despite a recent slump in form, Cole Palmer is Chelsea's top scorer in the Premier League, with 14 goals this season, and Enzo Maresca is desperate to add some much-needed firepower to his attack to support the England international. According to Portuguese outlet Record, Chelsea have been alerted to Pavlidis' goal-scoring exploits at Benfica and view the 26-year-old as a player who could compete with Jackson up front. Pavlidis has established himself as one of the top attacking talents in Portuguese football across an eye-catching debut campaign with Benfica, in which he has managed 24 goals in all competitions. However, Chelsea are likely to face stiff competition from Newcastle, Barcelona, and Atletico Madrid if they are to step up their pursuit of Pavlidis over the coming weeks and months. The Blues also recognize that Pavlidis will not come cheap, given the Greece international has a staggering €100 million, £87 million release clause, and Benfica are in no hurry to part with their prized possession. It's understood Liam Delap, Benjamin Sesko, Victor Osimhen, Hugo Ekitike, and Jonathan David are the other strikers on Chelsea's transfer shortlist for the summer. The report claims Newcastle have identified Pavlidis as a possible replacement for Alexander Isak should they lose their talismanic forward ahead of the 2025-26 campaign. Pavlidis' current contract with Benfica runs through to 2029. Last weekend, Pavlidis entered the history books as he became the first Benfica player ever to score a hat-trick away to Porto at the Estadio do Dragão. Only Rui Aguas 1987 and Pizzi 2011 have scored 3 times for Benfica in a single match against Porto, but these hat-tricks were both completed on home soil. It was a very special day for me. but also for the whole team. Pavlidis said after Benfica's 4-1 win over their rivals. "We played very well. Was this a dream night for me? Yes, you could say that." Benfica head coach Bruno Lage commended Pavlidis on his importance to the team, but insisted his side's victory was ultimately down to the togetherness within the squad. "He has done a lot of important work for us," Lage told reporters. "It is important to have men who score a lot of goals, but in the end, this was mainly a real team effort." Chelsea are one of 4 clubs said to be interested in Benfica's Greek striker Vangelis Pavlidis, according to reports. It's set to be another busy summer at Stamford Bridge, and it's said the Blues could look to fund their moves in the market by selling as many as 7 or 8 players. Chelsea face arguably the most important window under the Todd Boehly and Clearlake capital ownership, with the Blues looking to sign a striker, center-back and right-footed attacker ... Chelsea interested in Pavlidis. It's crucial the Blues sign a striker this summer, having failed to do so both last summer and in January, with the club in desperate need of an alternative to Nicholas Jackson. Chelsea have been strongly linked with Liam Delap, who's believed to have a release clause of £30 million if Ipswich get relegated, whilst they've also been linked with Benjamin Sesko, but are likely to face competition from Arsenal for the 21-year-old. However, there could be another name on Chelsea's radar, with the Blues believed to be one of 4 clubs interested in Benfica star Pavlidis. Portuguese outlet Record, as cited and translated by Sport Witness, have reported Chelsea, along with Newcastle, Barcelona, and Atletico Madrid, are interested in the Greece international. The report adds Chelsea are looking at the 26-year-old as competition for Nicholas Jackson, whilst Newcastle view him the potential Alexander Isak replacement. Pavlidis has a €100 million release clause in his contract, which expires in 2029, and the report adds Benfica want the clause, with both Chelsea and Newcastle unlikely to activate it. Chelsea are reportedly among the clubs keen on a potential summer transfer window swoop for informed Benfica striker Vangelis Pavlidis. The Greece international has been on fire in the Portuguese league this season, establishing himself an exciting talent and attracting interest from bigger clubs. Following his total of 24 goals and 10 assists in all competitions, Pavlidis is now supposedly on the radar of Premier League duo Chelsea and Newcastle, according to Record, as cited and translated by Sport Witness. The report also mentions Barcelona and Atletico Madrid as suitors for Pavlidis, but it's also claimed that his release clause is as high as €100 million. Even if Pavlidis has impressed a great deal, it's perhaps hard to see clubs forking out quite that much money for a 26-year-old who's yet to play in one of Europe's Big 5 leagues. Should Chelsea make Vangelis Pavlidis their striker signing this summer? We all know Chelsea need a striker as a priority this summer, with Pavlidis the latest name linked with a move to Stamford Bridge. He seems like the Benfica frontman could be a clear upgrade on the inconsistent Nicholas Jackson, but paying anything close to €100 million seems like too much of a risk. Darwin Núñez previously looked like an exciting talent during his time at Benfica, but as we can now see, he's not looked good enough for a top Premier League team like Liverpool. Pavlidis could end up having similar struggles, so Chelsea would probably do well to consider other options, unless Benfica are prepared to accept a fee well below Pavlidis' release clause. Ipswich Town's talented young striker Liam Delap has been linked with CFC by Simon Phillips and others, and could perhaps make more sense for the West London Giants. Delap might not be quite as prolific as Pavlidis, but he's younger and has already shown he can be a real handful for Premier League defenses.